Hello, welcome to another video from Avenue X looking at Chinese drama land in the past week. Let's get right into it. First, as we're talking right now, on June the 21st, Friday, a drama just airdropped a couple of hours ago on iQIYI. As I predicted last week, I said it's likely the drama is going to get airdropped next week. Well, it literally dropped on today. So that's Follow Your Heart, 言心计, the 40 episodes, period setting, case-breaking with a little bit of fantasy, mixing drama, led by Luo Yunxi and Song Yi. Since it only just aired for like 2 hours, I haven't had time to check it out, but I will do my due diligence and make sure that I check this drama out during the weekend. And then we have a scheduled drama. It should show up on CCTV 8 on the 27th. The drama would also go on Youku, 40 episodes, 执行法官. I think I've mentioned it once before. Enforcement Department. And it's a contemporary drama led by Luo Jing and Yang Zishan. Then we have a drama that has been announced. It should show up on July the 2nd. On Mango Television, Hunan Satellite Television, 你比星光美丽 As Beautiful as You, led by Tan Songyun and Xu Kai. The moment I saw the trailer, I almost mixed it up in my head with the recently finished airing contemporary drama led by Yang Zi and Xu Kai. It's so similar. Not just because the male lead is Xu Kai and he looks identical in two dramas. It's similar length, similar type of drama. I know I totally don't look very excited for it. And well, it is what it is. Then let's talk about a couple of other dramas related news. And then we're going to talk quite a few things about film because this week is Shanghai International Film Festival. First, regarding the dramas, the drama 消起清凉 that actually has started shooting for already almost 3 months has started officially putting out material only now. And this is the Li Zheba and Chen Xingxun led contemporary but with quite a lot of historical and fantasy element drama, Love on the Turquoise Land. And it's directed by Tian Li, who is the director of Tianjin Mystic. He's a very interesting director. He also does quite interesting photography himself. You can see that in Tianjin Mystic, the way it's filmed is quite different from a lot of other Chinese dramas. Let's hope this time it works out for Li Zheba, it works out for Chen Xingxu. They both need a change. They've been in similar, boring, really not doing anything for their career dramas for way too long. Then during this week, we've had a pair drama that hasn't fully finished shooting, but pretty much is well on its way, releasing its first video. It's like a trailer, give you an idea about what it is, although it's not fully done yet. And that is the period drama Zhao Hue Lu, an iQIYI period detective unit case-breaking drama led by Li Landi and Ao Ruipeng. Then we have a unusual happening of a drama that's in production, only started shooting recently. The crew is suspended and they're not shooting right now and they're waiting for new director to come on board. So that is the contemporary drama that has started a couple of weeks ago. 烟花少年, if you still remember, our Dazzling Day, a story about the 90s steel mill town, young people story led by Guan Xiaotong and Huang Jingyu. The drama started shooting for a couple of weeks and initially it's directed by Zhang Li, the director who recently unfortunately flopped with the drama In the Name of Brother. He was directing this drama up to couple of days ago, and then it's not been clear, like publicly announced exactly what happened, but they're changing directors. They're moving a new directors in and he's leaving and he's going to another project. Because of this, the drama right now is just stopped. And at least the drama seems to have a plan to keep doing it and not just ditch the boat halfway through. Then we have 2 wrapped up dramas during this week. The first one is the contemporary drama that has started shooting for quite a while, and that is the romantic drama between a manga artist and a ski athlete. Shh, 国王在冬眠. Current English name now is Ski Into Love. I actually prefer direct translation if they can keep it, which literally is shh. The king is hibernating. And that's on Youku, 36 episodes contemporary romantic drama led by Yu Shuxing and Ling Yi. It's done. Finished shooting. If they're fast, by the end of this year, maybe early next year when it's in season, when it's actually cold and snowing, they can put the drama out, kind of perfect timing for the season. Then the other one that has finished shooting during this week is a Youku period drama, 30 episodes, also period with a little bit case-breaking mystery type of element involved. The collaboration drama between Liu Shishi and Dou Xiao, Zhang Xin, Kill My Sins. It's only 30 episodes, which is not that usual. Usually people go for 40 episodes for period drama that has included pretty first tier actors just because ROI, return of investment type of thing. But at least with their official announcement, it's only 30 episodes. So let's hope it's a condensed 30 episodes with good enough quality and enough interesting stories. Then the final thing is, yesterday, a drama started officially promoting, literally, and they've started shooting it. It's called 狙击蝴蝶 Sniper Butterfly. It's a contemporary romantic drama set up of 结狗. Older sister, younger puppy. It has been very popular in recent years in Dramaland, so this is another one. It's from Tencent, and it's led by Chen Yanxi and Zhou Hue Lu. Now, because during this week, there's this rumor on China's internet about a divorce between Chen Yanxi and Chen Xiao. It somehow seems everybody is like not surprised by it at all. People are like, if it's the case, well, we kind of anticipated it. Then this drama started promoting, so everybody is like, oh, so that host heating it up with the divorce thing is now because of this? Who cares? Let's see if this time this pair of 结狗 is gonna work out. The last pair that really worked really well for me, I'd say still, is Liu Tao and Liu Yuning. Okay, surprisingly worked really well. And these are all the drama related stuff. Now let's go to Filmland, because this week, like I said earlier, Shanghai International Film Festival. For people who are in Shanghai, they're actually really lucky because they are screening some epic films on IMAX. 2001, A Space Odyssey, is being screened during this film festival at different locations in Shanghai, all on IMAX screen 5 times. And each time is like about 100, 200 tickets, something like that theater has. So less than 1,000 people get to see this 1968 iconic movie on IMAX, although you still have to be really lucky and privileged to get a hold of a ticket. First, we have a couple of movies that have announced when they're gonna go into cinema, and they're all relatively recent. First, the closest today, coming up July the 18th in Chinese theaters, there's gonna be a movie screening called 接班人计划, English title Successor. Interesting to a very specific targeted audiences, which would be the fans of the comedies of Shen Teng and Ma Li. It is related to the type of comedy universe they've built up with their previous stuff. So this is a new film coming in. Then, a week after that, on the same day that the film version, 一人之下 Outcast, that I talked about last time, goes into cinema, another movie is gonna go into cinema. The Hu Mei, the female director, directed film version of 红楼梦 that I have already rented about its 2 released trailers we've seen, both looking completely unpromising and terrible for a 红楼梦 Dream of Red Chamber, or the Story of the Stone classic novel. Huge fan, and who happen to have worked also on the drama version. I'm just curious about how bad it could be. Like my channel viewers know, this is one of the things I really want to do with my life. To adapt 红楼梦 to screen myself. Back in early 2000s, when there was the plan to make the new drama version, which later turned out to be the one that I worked on 2010, but by Li Shaohong, a different director. She was actually the first director, kind of charged with the task to do the drama version. Along the way of pre-production, I cannot go into details, but a lot of things happened and she didn't do the project. Then she went to do a movie for this one, but then this is like, 15, 16 years later. This director has really complicated history with 红楼梦, this classic Chinese novel, and its adaptation. Next, still about a movie. Last week we've talked about the second film that's basically within the IP of Operation Red Sea. They've wrapped last week. This week they're already putting out promotional kind of trailer material. So pretty much it's a movie. While they were shooting, they were already editing, because Shanghai International Film Festival is going on. So they released a very early on trailer to give you an idea about what it looks like. And apparently they have picked an English title for it, which is Operation Leviathan. So Zhao Long gets translated into the sea monster, which is like, I don't think it's the best translation. Because Zhao Long in traditional Chinese myth is more positive, not that mysterious. If you look at the trailer, it's kind of obvious why the movie is called that, because it happens under the sea. It's in submarine. And you'll see Yu Shi, Huang Xuan, and all those leading actors, Duan Yihong, showing up, and military, some muscle, navy, whatever, energy film. Since we're talking about that, during this film festival thing, we also heard the news, and I've mentioned in yesterday's live stream with a lot of despair that Zhang Yimou is going to be the director of a film version of Three Body Problem. So apart from the drama version we have from Tencent, the drama version we have from Netflix, the animation version that Bilibili has, now you have a film version that's also going to be done by a Chinese team. People are just milking this IP, and Zhang Yimou being the director of it, sorry being so pessimistic about that, but if you look at everything he's done up to this point as a director, really this is so not his thing. Honestly, it's just because he's famous and he's accumulated that much influence and position in the industry, therefore he can do anything, and I find that's just like ridiculous. You should give younger people more opportunities to do these things. It feels like hoarding. I guess appreciate the wisdom of Chinese traditional language. I'll put two idioms up. One is called 自知之明, the other is called 见好就收. In my opinion, these are the two hardest virtues for anybody to obtain. Keep them till the end of your life. Particularly the higher you climb and the longer you live, it's harder actually to remember these two things. And I just feel if this three body actually happens, it will violate both of those words and never ends up well for anybody. But that's totally my personal opinion, okay? So I'm just being honest with my own feelings, but you don't have to agree with me. Then a couple of more things on film and then we'll end this. There's a movie that's gonna start shooting in a couple of days, supposedly officially on the 24th, and they've already announced it. That's their intention. The movie is called Ji Dao. Literally means extreme eastern island, which is a real place that is in a Han movie previously. And the movie is directed by Guan Hu, who's a pretty famous director, but has been quite controversial in recent years. Not gonna go into details. And then it's gonna be led by Wu Lei and Zhu Yilong. It is set around Second World War time, and it's talking about fishermen who live at the border of China, most eastern. And it's about them going into an international rescue mission during the war under very unusual circumstances. It's gonna be filmed for 5 months. So that's a pretty long shooting time for a movie like this. We also have a movie rumored to start shooting in August, and it is called 群星闪耀时. Exact same title as the drama. Don't mix it up with the drama. It has nothing to do with the drama. And the English title is The Decisive Moment. It's actually a sci-fi, led by Huang Bo, Wu Lei, Gao Ye. So Wu Lei has 2 films he needs to be in, and they kind of overlap shooting time. So maybe he will finish shooting all his stuff first with the island one and then go to this one, because this one rumored to start shooting in August. We still have 2 months to go. And if you look at the synopsis, it's also very interesting. It gives you that Martian, or the same writer who wrote Martian, and he also wrote Hail Mary, which I've read it too. I really like this guy's style of sci-fi. It gives you the vibe because it's a story about in the future, there are 3 astronauts who are coming back to Earth after a mission, but then they run into a problem where they lost contact somehow when they're on their way back to Earth, and then they received a very unusual electronic signal in the universe that should not be there. And I'm very intrigued by that setup, and it really reminds me of Hail Mary if you've read the book. Also, there's a movie that's likely to show up this year, but they haven't said when. They only just mentioned that this film supposedly will go into cinema in 2024. It's called Fen Cheng, literally means the burned city. And if you look at its English title, at least with the one that I can find now, which hasn't really fully been officialized, is The Fallout. When you hear The Fallout, you should know it is about nuclear disaster. Oh my god. So it's a disaster movie, and it's about after a nuclear event, something happens. And it's led by Liu Dehua, Bai Yu, I know nuclear disaster is a nightmare for every human being, but it's also endlessly fascinating. Like the type of, oh my god, it's so scary, but let me take a look. Oh, it's so scary, but let me take a look type of situation. Then the last thing about a movie that is far away from even started shooting, but they've announced the project during Shanghai International Festival, and also pretty interesting. Supposedly they're gonna start shooting in November, and it's a movie directed by Feng Xiaogang. If you know this director, you know he's pretty influential. You also know he's in a lot of trouble for a couple of years. Many people have rumors about him like not being in China, never coming back, blah blah blah, and apparently that's not the case, right? So that's all rumor. He really is still working. He just hasn't made a movie for a while. He's making a new one now at the end of this year. And it's a very Feng Xiaogang vibe movie. Just looking at the poster, the title, the setup, you almost immediately feel, okay, now it makes sense that it's directed by him. Its English title is I Know Who You Are. Then if you look at the Chinese title, 抓特务 I start laughing. It literally means capture special agent. Now, 特务 in Chinese contemporary language is specifically talking about the bad spies from the established powers point of view. So for the People's Republic of China, the 国民党 spies are special agents, or the people who work for the Japanese invaders are 特务, right? So 特务 is special agents, but with negative connotation. So 抓特务 is for a while quite relevant, say in China's last century history in 1950s, 60s, when China has just founded as People's Republic, but then there's a lot of residue power from the previous power, and then obviously the people who went to Taiwan, all that across the channel are having a lot of spies on each other's end. 特务 becomes a really sensitive word, and a lot of people are aware of it, at least for a couple of decades around the time where the presence of spies from the other side is actually in your life, and there is this thing in everybody's mind, you need to look out for them. So 抓特务, this title immediately brings you back to that particular time, era, and then the type of history baggage. You have to be Chinese to understand that. Also, you have to be slightly older. Like if you're born after 2000, you probably have no clue about what that is. But I happen to know it. And I'm immediately like, looking at the poster, looking at the Chinese title, looking at the English title, already feeling the Feng Xiaogang vibe coming up. If it's a solid enough script, it actually could be a really interesting story. And if you look at the setup, it's a story that spans from 1949 to 1988. And it's basically two men. They're facing off each other. And it's a spy game between these two men. So that clearly already sets it up as somebody needs to be on the Communist Party side, something needs to be on the 国民党 side, and there needs to be 40 years crossing. And with Feng Xiaogang touch of comedy, it's already quite interesting. And then if you look at the casting, Lei Jiaying and Hu Ge, it's already so interesting. I'm already trying to guess who is on this side and who is on the other side. Let's just hope this movie can smoothly go to sale, and sometime in the next year or two we get to see it. So these are the things I've collected this week. Quite a bit movie stuff. Next week probably we'll go back to normal, talking mostly about Dramaland. And if you want to hear me talk about recent airing Chinese dramas, a couple of other things, and some very random chat on Dramaland, you can check out my Thursday live stream that has just happened, and I did time code it, so you should have a good idea about where things are. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama.